Nice dissolve. Nice dissolve.
Yeah. And I'm actually unsure if I'm echoing or not. Can anybody confirm in chat if I'm echoing? Maybe I am not. Okay, good. No echo now. All right. Great. You guys are awesome. Hey, good to see you guys again. I recognize some familiar names and faces. Um, Lively Minis is here too, but he's just off camera right now. And today we are doing an exchange of models. So we each got a model and we have no idea what we got each other. Right, Derek?
Yeah. It's a total secret. It's a total secret.
Complete secrecy. So we are going to unveil these live. And let me know what you guys think. So, but, okay. I guess, Derek. Oh, man, we're going to open these live in front of people. You ready for this?
I guess so. I guess so.
Here we go. All right. Yeah, I can see your table. Well, yeah, it's mostly in focus.
Word.
Oh, Lively Minis is on Echo. Oh.
I have an echo.
Maybe that's it. Okay, I bet you he's not going to echo now. I turned on my desktop audio, and I bet you I was broadcasting the Skype audio and the OBS audio at the same time.
Oh.
Oops. Sorry, guys.
Is it fixed?
Yeah. Ugh. I gotta get better at this. I'm a terrible streamer. I'm surprised you guys put up with anything. Alright.
We're learning.
We're learning. Alright. We're gonna open at the same time.
I mean, I thought that was the thing, yeah.
Oh god. Okay, I'm cutting into it.
I'm ripping away. I like how I'm much more violent with it than you are.
Well, yours is so meticulously packaged. I have to cut through the tape and this and that. Oh my god. So, now you own a piece of 40K history. What? Okay. Real quick, I've been trying to figure out what this was once it arrived. According to the postage, this thing is 3.5 pounds. I have no idea what Lively Minis got me that's 3.5 pounds of plastic or resin crack. But apparently it's part of history. And apparently, Derek, you got some pink paper.
Yeah, this is really nice pink paper here. Oh. And here's something with a really chaotic seal on it. I like it. Check that out.
Oh my god, you've got to be kidding. Oh, I gotta pull this out of here for everybody. This is insane.
Ooh.
Yeah!
Hound of Vengeance.
Oh god.
I
can't get it out of the box.
Yeah, that box was real tight fit.
It won't come out. Alright, I may have to destroy the box. Okay, there we go. Oh my god. What? Alright. This is insane. I don't know where you found this.
I have my sources.
Guys, streamers, this is an original Baneblade.
That is an armor cast Baneblade, something that was only licensed to be made in the U.S. years ago, and it's an upscaled version of the 40K Epic Baneblade model.
Where? How?
So I told you I've had some really good luck streaks on eBay.
Whoa. Okay. This is a polyurethane resin and pewter model kit. Oh my god, I'm gonna feel bad putting this together.
I know. I was like, I wouldn't even. I'd feel weird about like painting it, but there's part of it's already primed, so somebody started the process for you, so you don't have to worry about it.
They did. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is... Whoa! Dude, this kid is so rad! Oh my god! You know, I had a chance to buy one of these, and I skipped out on it.
Really?
Yeah. A guy tried to sell me one on Instagram, and I ended up passing it up. To be honest with you, I thought he was asking too much money. Oh. My...
Well, now you just have one.
God. This is insane. I can't get over this. Yeah, happy gas mask noises. I guess real quick, let me switch to you real quick, full screen, Derek.
Okay.
So we can see Derek has got, what's the name of the model you got there?
This is the Karanak Hound of Vengeance.
Oh my god. So, the heavy bolters on this are the pewter parts, and everything else
is
polyurethane resin. Whoa. Dude. I kind of like really want to kit this out now. Oh my god. Okay. So it's got like 2 track sections that are actually, you know what? For an old kit, these are good. These are well detailed tracks.
I know, right?
Yeah. All right. Oh.
Like a lot of it's not highly detailed, but what's there is pretty good.
Okay, it's got 2 last cannon sponsons, the Baneblade cannon with the autocannon turret, demolisher cannon. It's got a spot for a heavy bolt. It actually looks a little bit different than a modern Baneblade kit. It looks like it may have 1 or 2 extra like little things I can tack on there. Yeah, apparently originally this thing had 3 heavy bolters on each sponson, not just 2. And I guess they must have like toned it down. That's interesting. Alright. So, yeah, I don't know if you have any flesh hounds.
I don't.
Okay, but here's the good news. That model works even if you don't... So he buffs flesh hounds, which is rad. And I know you recently, or on our last live stream, you painted that demon.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd give you another demon. And this one, even if you don't have the flesh hounds, does a cool thing where currently in 8th, I think he can deny 3 psychic powers a turn.
Oh, man.
Yeah, or something close to that. He is, rules-wise, a beast. So, yeah.
Yeah. And I will admit that my first look at it, I was like, you know what? This would be really fun to like do a Kroot conversion of.
You and your Kroot project, man. That's some pretty cool stuff, but you're cracking me up.
But no, I think keeping it the way it is, and like you said, for like playing in games as it is, it's really good. But I'm looking at the image and I'm like, this would be really fun to paint.
Oh yeah, I figure you're gonna have fun with that. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, I
Yeah.
haven't looked at the chat for a while. Yeah, he does have a three-headed dog.
Rough, rough.
Woof woof.
I'm excited about that. That's that's gonna be fun. This goes together in weird ways.
It does. I looked at the kit right before I got it for you, and um, oh wait, do I want to save my changes in my Illustrator document? Yes. Yeah, Lively Minis and I put this together like just before we went live.
Quite
Yeah,
literally.
well, I did because I was procrastinating. Whoops.
I was using the bathroom.
Okay. There we go. Alright, I got me big screens right now. Okay. So I want to show you guys how cool this kit is. Not only was Lively Minis able to find me one with the original instruction sheet.
On how to clean resin.
Yeah. But then on the back, there are like written assembly instructions for the, I guess at the time, the 5 different models that ArmorCast made at the time. That's pretty cool. So how to work with resin is on one side, and then how to assemble your models. And it's like a paragraph for each of these, except for the Baneblade. It has multiples. In fact, it says here, the tracks can be glued into the fenders, but we recommend waiting until after you've painted the model. Otherwise, you might have a real hard time getting the paint under the fenders. If you have the Shadow Sword, you might not want to glue the barrel in place. Future plans are to build a second barrel in part of the Stormblade conversion, and it will most likely use the Shadow Sword top. I wonder if they ever made that, the Stormblade conversion.
I believe they did. So a little bit of the story on that is that a model maker, I believe in California, contacted Games Workshop and was like, "Hey, do you think it's cool if I scaled up your Epic Minis to..." Oh crap! I lost signal.
Oh, you're gone. I've never seen that before. Is that just your camera came unplugged?
I think so.
Okay. Got your Skype back. We just need to get your video back up. Technical difficulties. Okay, I'm looking at the OBS stream, which doesn't have a delay on it, so I'm just trying to see when your video pops back up. I guess now I see where the idea came from, where everybody builds their Baneblade so they can take the centerpiece out and then put the other inserts in to make their Baneblade into multiple variants. Oops. Any luck yet?
I don't know what the problem is.
Now I get the song Technical Difficulties from the Transformers soundtrack stuck in my head. I don't remember who wrote that one. I had this kick the other day. I was re-listening to the Transformers soundtrack over and over again. Except for the theme song on it. It's garbage. It's the worst theme song for a movie ever. Probably not ever, but I'm just highly offended by how bad it is.
So while I'm working on this, Nunu has a question for both of us. What our opinions are on Ninth and the new rules.
Oh my god. Okay, well, you know what? Do you want me to go first? Or do you want you to go first? I have strong opinions, but...
Well, you need to get it off your chest, so why don't you?
Oh my god. I'm excited. I'm stoked. Okay, I've got to show my face for this. I'm not kidding. I'm super excited. I think this is going to be great. When 8th edition launched, I think everybody agreed it was the best edition of 40k so far. It was like 40k Lite, though, which I think was kind of the disappointment for a lot of folks. We lost a lot of the narrative and the in-depth gameplay. But then again, the past editions, like fifth, sixth, and seventh, were maybe a little too detailed, and where you were going down and rolling on charts for random crazy things to happen at every little shot and every little piece of damage, and it was slow. And there were special rules on top of special rules on top of special rules, and most of them doing mostly the same thing but in a slightly different way. And yeah, so it was bad. But 8th edition was wonderful when it launched, and I think ninth is going to be just, it's really just 8.5, and I think it's going to bring us back a little bit of that depth, but hopefully at the same time with this system that's simpler to grasp and easier to get people into the game still. I won't forget when you and I started, Derek. So I started with Lively Minis. We were living together at the time when we started playing 40K, and when our friend Daniel introduced it to us, we could just hardly grasp what the rules were and how they worked. It was nuts. And for anybody who played back then, you had to print a cheat sheet off to pretty much play the game. There was no way to play a game, even after you knew the rules, without this 10 or 12 page cheat sheet. It was just difficult. So it's hard to get new people into the hobby. 8th has done that. 8th has opened the door, and the hobby is bigger than ever now. And so I think it's going to be great. And so far what they've proposed, so off my pedestal there and getting down to the nitty gritty, what they've proposed with like tanks being able to shoot in combat, there being maximum damage on blast weapons, on hordes, whatever. We don't know how they're defining hordes yet, but whatever that is. This all sounds great. I mean, no longer will my Baneblade cannon feel inadequate when I'm shooting at groups of 30 cultists. I hope I obliterate half that unit. But the way it worked currently, even if I maximize my dice, I'd probably get 9 hits, max. Feels weird shooting a giant explosive cannon into a group of 30 guys. So, yeah, it sounds like they're fixing a lot of the weirdness. There are 2 things I have concerns about. I'm most interested to see, though. One is terrain rules. I do worry about terrain rules maybe getting too complicated. But
I had a similar thought there. I liked that there's going to be different terrain rules and it's going to be a little bit more intricate. But then it started to remind me of some of the just convoluted randomness of 7th edition.
Yeah. And I also worry about the adjustments on command points. But from what I've heard in their releases, how command points are going to work now is it's based on the scale of game you're playing, not on your army build. So that makes sense. So it sounds like they're going to rein that in some. I'm a guard player. You all know it. That's what I do.
Y'all know it.
Hey, I'm a guard player. And when I would show up to games and I would be like, okay, cool, I got a brigade. I could actually squeeze in a 2nd brigade, but instead I took 2 other battalions, and I'm starting out with, oh my gosh, what is that even? Starting with over 20 command points. My opponent would just give me a look. They'd just be like, really? Are you kidding me? And I'm like, well, and I only spent 2 in pregame. And yeah, and then they're like, well, I brought my, my army of, I don't know, this and that, and it's mostly heavy units, and I have 8 command points. Yeah, it kind of, my opponents would often feel a way about it. And then as they sat there across the table and they watched me play card after card after card endlessly, just like doing special tricks, it gave, they had fun. I think I'm a decent opponent. We always had fun, but it did give them a little bit of a sour taste about the game. seeing that I got all these unlimited resources, and then which luckily they changed that you couldn't regain command points endlessly. That didn't help. I was going to tournaments in Pittsburgh, and I think I was averaging 24 to 26 command points a game used. I wouldn't even sometimes get to use them all. It was insane. So, okay, that's cool. I'm off.
And most of the time, I would be struggling to just have enough to do a small stratagem.
Yeah, yeah, right. Oh, well, I got to save this one command point. Like, you were one command point all the way to turn 3 to do one thing. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting over there going, all right, take cover, and
Yeah. Let's roll if I see if I get one back.
I
Yep,
get
I
one
do.
back. Overlapping fields of fire. Let's do this. Let's see, Vengeance for Cadia, and I'm going to play that. It's just ludicrous.
Which, Tau also have a similar feat of being able to roll to get one back, but it's not as effective as Guard.
Wait, by the way, the Q&A, they told that the Deathcore Krieg is going to get its own book. So the Guard is going to get the Space Marine treatment, is what Nuno's saying. And then real quick, Derek, I want to hear your thoughts on Ninth after I ranted. Yeah, I even think that Space Marines even need to be divided down in their own books even more. And maybe things like Iron Hands and Raven Guard, maybe they need different points than Ultramarines. I'm not going to, like, if they're going to have, like, I don't think that we necessarily need to take away their powerful abilities, but maybe they just need the costs different. Maybe, a Raven Guard army is more expensive than Ultramarines. Slightly. I mean, like 1 point per Primaris or something like that. They could look at those things. But, so with maybe them dividing Guard up, so aside from that other thing, which they're not doing, but with them dividing Guard up, I think it's a great thing. And part of it is the Elysians had their own units and operated in their own way, and the other Guard regiments didn't get access to those units. And same with Deathcore Krieg. Deathcore Krieg is almost its own army. Besides that, it has troops and artillery and commissars and commanders, and almost no other way is it like a Guard army. I don't even know all their rules because they operate so much differently, and their weapons are so different. But that's awesome because also, Derek, I'm thinking about buying an entire Krieg army off of one of our friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I got to check my bank account first. All right, Derek. I'm going to take myself off the pedestal here. You are now mostly the stream. What do you want to say about Ninth?
Well, we kind of chatted a little bit after the stream or during. I kind of saw it coming. And part of that was because of the whole Psychic Awakening. It reminded me of the what was the triumvirate thing that happened at the end of 7th.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, they're doing a major lore update. They're doing all these new rules. This reminds me of when all of my books became invalid.
Oh, Derek, I'm so glad I bought that Agents of the Imperium book, where it was good.
You bought that.
It was.
It's like a week later.
It was a week later. It didn't matter.
That was funny though. I laughed.
Oh my god, I am still bitter. Actually, I'm bitter about that.
But with this, I like that they're saying, the books that you have, especially anything that is Psychic Awakening, is very much going to be compatible. So it's going to be like a soft transition. And I wasn't really thinking maybe they would go with a full edition update. Maybe they'd kind of do like the old D&D 3.5 type thing.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think that's what they're basically doing. You think? What do you think?
I mean, well, yeah, technically, but it does have its own edition number. One thing I loved is you and I talked about how when you buy one of the new ninth codexes, you'll also get the digital format.
Oh God, yes, 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 yes.
Be-
Go ahead.
so that even if you, because we know eventually it's going to get to the point where we still have to have more than one book, you could just be like, listen, I got this one on digital, so I can just carry one book in if you don't have that on digital as well.
Yeah. Well, and for tournament goers, which I try to be, they were people were or events were starting to ban you bringing digital books. Because you didn't have, and what the issue was, people literally didn't have their rules. They'd be like, hold on, well, I'm going to look it up on my phone. Well, Spiky Bits says I get a 3 plus plus, you know? And when you're in a tournament, it's kind of hard to justify using Spiky Bits or whatever, or, a fandom website for your rules rather than actually having your book with the FAQs. Um,
Right.
yeah, so, but now there's going to be an official app. Oh.
And like, and I mean, if you're going to a tournament, it probably should be like, get the rules. But I understand if they're like, listen, there's like, 3 books that I have to get just to play this one army, and that gets expensive, and you don't want to maybe carry all that stuff around. So this just makes it a little bit easier for everybody.
I'm trying to figure out how this goes together. Oh, that goes, okay. Okay, so whatever that is goes on top of my shadow sword. Alright. Can I zoom in? I can zoom in. I'm gonna open up my camera stuff. I hope the APP of 40K is like the Age of Sigmar one. Oh, yeah. Dear God, I can't read.
I hope the ARPP of Warhammer 40K has good benefits.
Right. Webcam controller. Oh, good. I got my webcam controller up. So.
But I mean, we've had enough little changes since the beginning of 8th that really updated rules or things like that. We should be used to it, really.
Yeah.
Because the thing about all the annual updates as far as chapter approved, the big FAQs. I mean, this is more like grand scale as far as like your core rules. But did you want to call in that accident you just had?
I'm Oh, shut up, Hank. Sorry, guys. My dog is, oh my God, going nuts. Apologies. I'm looking to see what bits I have, and oh my God, I'm so sorry.
And when we first started, like you were saying, we got in with 7th, and it was kind of early in 7th. So you didn't even have an updated codex when we first started, did you?
No, Guard was still playing off of. Actually, for all of 7th edition, I was using a 6th edition codex because it was old school GW. Wait, okay. And, we just didn't have access to a whole lot. Or they didn't release a lot of books,
Yeah. And I was thinking because our friend Daniel played Necrons, and I'm like, ooh, they're having a big deal right now.
Oh God, I know. It's like he got out of the game too. He's moved away and he's gotten out of the game, and it's like What a worse time to get out of the game and be a Necron player, because he's about to get everything he wished Necrons had. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, he also, when we started, Necrons were really good at that time.
True.
So, and it's funny, you've mentioned before on the stream that, like, he kind of got us into it. And I would like to offer up a different take on the story.
Oh, okay.
He was the one that finally convinced everybody to do it.
Oh.
The thought came up maybe a year before that.
It did.
And
yeah.
someone else who was on your last stream, Cobbles, him and I were like, hey, let's play some Warhammer. And I think we were more thinking about doing fantasy at the time. And then like a couple of people were like, yeah, I'm down for that. We can do this. And, a couple of us were talking about building like the table terrain and everything. And then you were like, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah. You know, it's so funny. I'm the one, like, I think who is, I don't know, between you and I, it is, we're not sure who's dived down the rabbit hole farther. But.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Daniel about that the other day. And we had that George Lucas, I may have went too far in a few places kind of moment. Yep. I was like, yeah. As I look around my apartment, and there's just stacks of sprues.
Might have gone a tad too far. Yeah, we, well, I've almost eliminated my entire backlog. Nearly. During quarantine, but, we'll see how much more I can knock out.
I've been able to work on some stuff, but I've actually been a little bit more busy during all of this.
Yeah, I know, especially with your work. So, yeah, well, okay, so back into, like, when we got in, this is a great story, actually, is about us getting into 40K. Because what's funny is you and I have really dived down the rabbit hole, but I was the last one to be persuaded to really get into this, I think. Was I?
Yeah, and like you said in your stream, like it was when you saw the guard, you were like, ooh.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, yes. And then
but
I had to laugh. Was it you or Daniel? You're like, wait, really? You like the normal humans? Like,
he thought that I would be the one that would like guard. And I was like, no, there was only two that really caught my eye, and it was Tau and Grey Knights.
Yeah.
And Tau, of course, because it's just mech suits, and I'm like, that's hardcore.
Yeah, I mean, all that.
But it was the Dread Knight, the Nemesis Dread Knight for Grey Knights, and I was like, man, that thing looks cool. It's like a weird diesel punk type. It reminded me of the Sentinel thing, or not the Sentinel, but the what was those suits that they had in the Matrix when they were fighting the Sentinel?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Isn't that like in the third Matrix movie, or what is that? But
I think it's second going into third.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about though. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's cool. But there was just like that one model. So I was like, well, everything else in Tau looks really cool, so I'm just going to go with that.
Okay, Derek. I need your opinion. Oh, Matrix 3 is what Nunes says. Yeah, and the power creep was real. And
yeah.
And even an 8 that got bad there for a moment, but oof.
That's why he said there 8th was good until Vigilus.
Yeah. Let's not bring up the fact that I can double shoot a Basilisk and hit on 2s, rerolling 1s. Okay, Derek, so here's what I'm trying to figure out. Should I add modern bits to the old school Baneblade?
I debated this in my mind because that sat at my house for a while before I sent it to you. I had the same thought. I was like, adding some modern bits would make this look really cool and really would get it up to the aesthetic of everything else that you have in your army. But then I was like, but
Is it sacrilege?
it right. You have something that's kind of rare at this point. Would you want to leave it in its original condition?
All right. Well, it's missing. So what I'm realizing, there are minor pieces missing. I don't know what they are. I think.
Is it just weapons?
Yeah, I think they might just be weapons. Um, there seems to be something here on the shadow sword front. Oops, that I can't find. It goes here. I don't know where that's at. Um, and then I'm not entirely sure that this is the right bit that goes in the slot here. It might be. This might be the the gun that goes in the turret here on the front of the Bane blade.
Right. And Neuter's got a good point of doing a dry fit first just to see if it works. And that's really, if you're going to do any kind of conversion or kit bash like that, that's one of the main steps.
Yeah.
Always do a dry fit when you're brainstorming.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking right now, off the bat, is maybe minor aesthetic things. So I add like gas cans or gear packs,
Antennas. Some kind of big spotlight thing.
Yeah, I got all those things. And so I could add those, and I think that would help it feel
I say do it.
modern.
Go the eBay miniature rescue route and just kind of
I mean, because all...
add some other things. Yeah, cover netting. That's a good idea.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is a great idea. I do have some of that. I see a lot of people do the sandbags. Like it.
Ooh. And you have, or maybe you've already used them, but I know you had some minis of just guardsmen that maybe you could like put on top of it. I don't know if you're into that look of like the people riding the tank.
For this one, I'm thinking about it. I am. I'm thinking it might be a cool idea. I got to do some resin work on it. There's some bubbles and things like that that need healed, and I got the stuff to do that. At the same time, there's also things on the model that no longer work. Like it's got 3 slots for heavy bolters on the turrets here, and that's no longer a thing. It's only 2 heavy bolters per turret. So
that's the weird thing about getting old models from editions past.
Yeah. So I'm holding a whole box of bits right now, and I'm just trying to Also, I have trays and trays and trays of bits and all kinds of other stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out.
So the keyholes on the sponsons, is that what you're talking about? Where you can't do 3?
Yeah, you can't do 3 of those anymore. It's only 2.
Oh.
And that's why it was just a kit update. They eventually made a kit later on, and it just had 2. It had a twin heavy bolter and twin heavy flamers for the side sponsons.
And twin is no longer a thing anymore.
Yeah, twins don't. Well, now it's dual or whatever, but
yeah.
There's no longer twin linked. Yeah, that's gone.
Well, those would be easy to cover up, or even like Nuno said, like some milliput or green stuff, just fill it in.
In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put together a heavy stubber here.
Oh.
And just the weapon of guard, and just see what I think about that. Maybe at a place or 2. Oh, I wish I could open up the hatches. That would be cool to have a tank commander hanging out of there. And then here's the other thing. Do I paint this for my Cadian army? Or do I go
save it for Krieg?
Do I go? Okay, so I have. This is horrible. You ready, Dirk? I
What?
have Cadian. I have my Urban Warfare, which is a kit bash of Catachans and Cadians.
Right.
Um, I have Valhallans. I have Vestroyans.
I keep forgetting how many different regiments you have.
That's so bad. And I also have um uh oh, fiddlesticks. Deathcore Creek. Um so yeah. Yeah, what do I do? Oh,
That's up to you, buddy.
oh man. You are not making this easy. See,
And really, this is something I think I was gonna talk to you about anyway, especially with what Nooner brought up about getting the Space Marine treatment. Is the whole if they are going to separate them out like that, doing the whole if it's if you have it done up like Cadians, can you run them as something else? Like play it as the faction that you painted it as.
yeah, that's true.
And that's gotten me thinking. Like I've thought about just making what is it called? What's the heavy detachment?
Oh, you talking about Spearhead?
Spearhead. I thought about making a spearhead detachment of the Tau Sept in Tau.
Oh.
Because that's the Sept. Well, they have almost all of the main, like named characters,
Yeah.
but they have the one that's the tank commander. I'm like, wonder if I could just do a few hammerheads in that color scheme. Be like, hey, now I have a Tau Sept Tau detachment, so I can run this one HQ, which I think is annoying.
True. Hmm. I don't know. Well, hey, you know what? That. So speaking of which, um, it's kind of not gonna. Oh, I just cut the wrong piece off. Shay, pay attention. It may not matter soon about like detachments because it's going to be whatever scale we're playing. You just take whatever units you want. You get the same command points. You don't have to like build a bunch of troops or a bunch of this. You just take what you can fit in the army.
Well, true, but if they're separating out chapters or regiments or septs, would you be able to take them in a battle forged thing?
Oh.
Do Farside on Farside Enclave is like my main Tau sept that I do.
Hmm. Dude, I am loving your color scheme for the Tau.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty rad. Okay, this is. I think I'm gonna do this right. Yeah. Oh God. What is going on? Oh, is this an old super glue bottle?
Come on now, why are you doing this?
What's that? Oh man, you lost signal again. All right.
It's just the Skype,
Really?
I think.
No. That's funny. Whoop. All right. Here we go. Time to glue my first pieces together, and it's not even this actual kit. It's the things I want to attach to the kit. So, anyways. Come on, kit. Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. All right. I know you're still trying to come back. Nuno's saying do Farsight. Do. You still haven't got your camera back up yet? What is it? Is it like just timing out or something? That's weird.
I don't know. It's the first time streaming with this camera.
Oh, you got a new one?
Yeah.
Oh. Alright, I could just glue that there. Yeah, maybe good enough. Okay. Yeah, your video still hasn't come back. What the heck? Alright. Oh yeah, that heavy stubber looks good on there. Hey!
Whee!
Back to equal screen share. Dun, da, da, da.
Oh yeah, that stubber does look nice.
Derek, that one guy is back.
Oh, nice. Very nice. How are you, that one guy?
Oh, nice. I'd love to see that, you know. That sounds wicked sweet. Yeah, you missed the big reveal, that one guy, but that's okay. Yeah, I know. I even had to work over, which is why our stream got to a rough start. So, Lively Minis got me the very first ever modeled Baneblade, which is pretty rad. And then Lively Minis,
which is funny. I got Karnak, the Hound of Vengeance.
Roar. Nothing like a three-headed dog for your Chaos Army.
Yeah. But what's funny is that even though it's made from a third party, it's licensed by Games Workshop, but only in the U.S.
Yeah, so I'm going to make my UK friends super jealous. Alright, I got to use the original bolters. They look horrible, but I got to use them.
It's on you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to put these things in here. They look awful. This is going to be great.
And then again, like a lot of the detail and things, can be changed when you do your paint job.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I was like, oh, I can make that part look like leather, and I can do this, and yeah, this is, I mean, it's a really amazing kit.
I was actually surprised at how nice it was. I sat there and messed with it and played with it for a little while.
Oh, I think my scraper tool is underneath the box.
And I even sanitized it for you.
Oh, well, thank you for not letting me get COVID from our gift exchange.
That's what I'm here for.
I greatly appreciate that. You know, even though I work a public job and have to be around them anyways, too, just like you. And
yeah.
Yeah. I even held the very first public meeting since this began in our city. So, that was, fun.
I imagine it's like every public meeting on Parks and Rec.
You know, Parks and Rec is real life, man. It really is. Like, that's what makes that show so great for any of us who work in, like, public work. That's exactly what it's like. That's exactly how meetings go. That's what people say. It's wild. So, they didn't have to be too creative to write that show necessarily. They just had to actually go experience what it was like.
No, only Twilight gets put into the time capsule.
Where's my other... Oh, here they are. Installing heavy bolters. At least I think these things are heavy bolters. Ah, oh my god, I glued myself. I'm an idiot. Dude. I gotta get some games in soon, by the way. Because of vehicles, I'm watching right now Swift and... Ooh.
Oh man, I feel like maybe I shouldn't have put that top head on.
What? You think...
Now it's gonna be hard to get underneath that weird canopy thing.
You afraid you won't be able to get the details of it?
I mean, I probably would with a little attention, but it would have been easier had I not done that. And after I just said dry fitting is important.
You know, I have found one fact true in life. Hypocrites can often be great teachers.
It's true.
Yep. They speak from experience. So... Yeah, hey Lively, do you got an airbrush?
I do. Actually, I have two.
Two? Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
I got a cheap Masters and I got a nice Patriot.
Oh, is it also the 105?
Yep.
Nice. Got the same. I got the same. This is why Lively Minis was the singer in the band, not me.
Because we decided not to be a comedy band.
Hey, Bare Naked Ladies did great. Oh, comedy. Alright, what else can... Yeah, Snippy Snippy. Say what? I'm gonna put some stuff on this tank.
Dude, this thing is like a beast.
Hey, you just wait that one guy. I'm gonna bring this... I now have 7 Lords of War. 8. Wait. Oh my god, wait, do I have 8 Lords of War? Hold on. Hold on. What do I got? I got a, What do I got? Let's see if my camera adjusts so everyone can actually see me or not. Nope, that's my stomach. Okay. I got, 3. It's raining again? That's a light rain. Hopefully water doesn't get in the house. I got 3 Baneblade variants.
Oh,
What?
I was going to say contrast paints would be really cool on this.
Oh, yeah. I have 3 Baneblade variants. Macarius Vulcan. Crassus Armored Transport, which can only be written in all caps locks. It's the only way you can write that. And then I have the Minotaur. So that's only 6. No. Then I have the Marauder Destroyer. 7. I have 7 Lords of War. So this is my 8th Lord of War. Wow. I'm going to number it. I'm going to put the number 8 on it. I do that by the way. That's how I number my vehicles, in what order I bought and painted them. Little known fact for people.
I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I got to number my tanks anyways, and sure, I could give them some arbitrary thing like, this is the Hydra number 17, but meh. Meh. Oh my god, it's nearly midnight where you're at, Nuno?
Oh, wow.
In 27 Celsius. Yeah, it was... Oh my god, the other day I didn't have the air conditioning on. It was 31 degrees Celsius at 1400. And 75% humidity. Portugal. Ooh. I know no Portuguese. I apologize. I did learn Catalan for a bit, but that is nowhere near Portugal.
I didn't know that about you.
What, did I learn some Catalan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to learn it before I went down to Barcelona. Uh, because I did discover there they have great pride in renewing the Catalan culture, and so if you try to speak to them in Spanish or French or anything, they tend to, I don't know, take a little bit of offense to that. They get a little roughed up about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, doesn't go so well. So, which is funny because they almost all, like, it's such a big British vacation spot that English is, you know, not only a common language for the world, but very common for Catalonia. But they just, the younger generations are very prideful about revitalizing the Catalan culture, and, well, yeah, I still think it's a great place. So don't take it as like I had a bad time. Like, I'm glad they're proud of like who they are. But I never grasped the grammar of it though, not once. Then again, I've never grasped English grammar. So, what do you expect?
Yeah. You've had your struggles.
Hey now. We went to college together. I won a writing award. I have no idea how.
Must have been a thin pool.
It must have been. Now, provided I only won the first year writing award for freshmen, so. Oh, did they really? So you're saying they only started treating him nice after they found out he was Portuguese. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not like they're mean. They're just kind of like. I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to put it. And I get it. It's a culture that's been oppressed for, a long time, even before the Spanish Civil War. So, um,
Oh, yeah.
okay, enough about world history and politics and culture and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I could put this on here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's cool looking.
Right now, looking for my liquid green stuff.
Eh,
And if you were here right now, you'd be highly offended by my bucket of paint
Oh,
pots.
my God. I'm so glad the day, like, you're going to organize that. Oh, they said you're speaking the language of Madrid.
That's funny.
Maybe I'll put a searchlight on here too. Oh man, I'm gonna go hog wild with this one.
Dude, I'd do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Start. I mean, don't go like super crazy with it, but
No,
I could definitely see some like searchlights, some antennas, maybe some like those weird backpack looking things with the shovels.
yep, exactly.
Your Pioneer kit or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, whatever they call it in 40K. Oh my god, I hated confirming that those were on our Humvees. They never were, and so we just go and steal them from the company we were attached to.
I mean, that's how things operate in the military.
We'd be like, oh, okay, PMCE, we don't have, PMCS, we don't have Pioneer Kit. Run over to the 601st, steal theirs, put them on our Humvees, and we leave. And then for some reason,
And there's technically there's only one thief in the military. Everybody else is just trying to get their stuff back.
oh, sorry,
I think I'm.
1 second, Derek, I'm going to make you primary streamer. I think I need to go shut my windows.
Okay.
It is pouring down here. Okay, 1 moment.
I think I'm missing a thing of liquid green stuff, and this is upsetting. I mean, I've got one here, but I know I had another one that was already like dug into. mean, it's probably still sitting here. If you want to see, this is the terrifying mess I'm talking about. There's some nice things in there, and I can usually find it. Yeah, I'll find it later. I got this one. Okay. Let me find my spatula. So what are some other thoughts people are having about the 9th drop?
Yeah, I'd be curious about that. Hey, one guy, you still there? I'd be curious to know what if you've seen much on Ninth as well. Oh, all right.
Or just what your take is?
See you later, dude.
Later, man.
Did you ever try Vallejo liquid putty? Have you tried that?
I actually have not, and I've been meaning to get it for a while now. And for some reason, I've just not made the purchase.
I have never tried it. Not once.
I've used liquid green stuff for so long, I've just gotten used to how it works.
And how?
I probably use liquid green stuff more than I use regular green stuff.
Oh? Really? Oh, frick. I wasn't paying attention and threw something off the table.
I do like that it's water soluble, so it. See, even if you do like that gives you a little bit more play with it as well.
What more bits can I cut up? Dude, I'm getting more and more excited to build this tank.
Well, I'm glad. I saw it and I was like, man, this would be really cool. Not only just to own, but like the potential to either, up it to the modern aesthetic or to maybe if you could go try around, find older bits and see if you could match the old look of it.
Yeah, but dude, it's pretty great, and I think.
And it's, from what I can tell, it's slightly smaller than the modern Baneblade kit.
Oh yeah. Oh.
But still, it has that look of like, oh, it's just, another variant.
Oh, I got so many bits. This is the best part about spending my entire life savings on a guard army. I got bits for days.
That's one of the reasons why I got into kit bashing and converting.
Was to use your bits?
I hate wasted plastic.
Oh, I get so much of it. Alright, that's another bumper thing. Nothing else I can really use on here. Yeah, I'm just like cutting the bits off of like every little thing I can find right now. Like, and I might use this, and I might use that.
Bits are treasure.
Let's see. Oh, this is a Chimera. I got a full Chimera turret I've never built.
Wow.
Well, I buy the Forge World autocannon variants. So I often don't use the ones that came with them originally. I hate multi-lasers. I know they're iconic guard weapons. I really don't like them at all. I think they're just trash. It's like that strength 6 but no AP. And what happened? What gave me a bad taste about them was you usually shoot that at elites, and then the elites have a good armor save. Bam, didn't matter. So I stopped using them and used autocannons instead. Meh.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Of course, that was also back during 7th, and I used to get really frustrated about certain things during 7th. Whoopsie!
It was a rough time for you then.
Yeah, yeah, I got salty. I got salty. Wait.
What did you find?
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah. Grenade launchers and autocannons are the bread and butter of the guard. I think they're about to even be more so. Space Marines being top again, and so on and so forth. So Derek, I think I can take the. I think I can take the Shadow Sword top variant, and I might be able to also kit bash it to be another Storm Lord, or maybe even run this as a Macarius Vulcan,
Oh, now you're
which would
talking.
be size appropriate as well. Um, that's why I'm like laughing maniacally because oh
I recognized that laugh and I flinched, just in general response, because I know when we used to play D&D and you were the uh, DM, that was usually like someone's gonna die.
yeah, I'm a nicer DM now. I'm a much kinder DM. Okay, so this is the bottom part of the. Oh my god! If I could make this into like a proxy Macarius Vulcan,
That would be really cool.
yeah, I am going to be very excited about this potential here.
I wonder. I wonder if other people have done that.
I don't know.
You might have something unique there.
Okay. All right. Let me see about like dry. Yeah,
Does it work?
boy, I think it's gonna work. I gotta do some cutting, and I'm gonna have to do some
Nice.
gluing, and then I'll have to like add some bits. But oh my god, it makes me so happy that there's this opportunity.
And see, that right there is how brainstorming and dry fitting can be great.
Yeah, this is amazing. Okay, where's my saw? Saw time. Oh yeah. I just got a knot cut through my fingers. Do 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 do. Ow! I am not a model of safety. Oh yeah, you can dry fit it
Well,
with the yellow thing that sticks paper. Yeah. Perfect. Oops. Oh,
what yellow thing?
I do when I'm deciding things. Usually took 24 hours to decide. I don't know what yellow thing either, but
You yeah. I've made like you're doing right now those decisions on the fly of like, ooh, this would be great. But most of the time, I'll sit there and I'll just do a lot of conceptualizing before I actually jump onto it.
listen, I got like 3 of these Storm Lord cannons, these Vulcan Mega Bolters laying around. If I mess one up, I'm okay. I'm also insane right now. I'm so excited that. Well, because then if I like, go to play games and somebody's like, "Oh, well, that's like you're cheating because you get the weapon range, but the model's way smaller now," and they're kind of a butthead to me about it.
I watched someone's video the other day where they were, well, not the other. This was probably like a month ago, where he was talking about if you're doing any kit bash or converting to a model to keep the profile the same. And he was talking about the new, like the flyer things that are like inceptors for Space
Oh yeah.
Marines, and talking about how like if you don't use the new horribly designed flyer base and just glue them onto the base, that you're lowering the profile, and that it might be a bad thing competitively. And I was like, but I'm pretty sure the ones that came in Shadow Spear were also designed where you could just put them on the base, weren't they?
Oh, that is a great question.
Because they had the little like terrain bit things you could put on the base to where they would stand better.
Oh, Nuno's talking about using like post-it notes. I used to glue paper onto like post-it.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
that is a good idea.
Where are my cutters? They're in my lap.
I mean, I usually just do the blue poster putty.
Oh yeah. Dude, I gotta get some more of that.
Post-it
Mine's
notes.
gotten pretty eaten up by using it for airbrushing.
I post-it notes can be very interesting to use. I've used those to make costumes for plush dolls at work because I'm really weird and I have this thing where I'll dress up these little stuffed animals in themes every week.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. I got it perfect the first time. I don't know how I did that. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. It's gonna be great. Oof. Maybe I need to like do just it's a little bit of something there, but
A demon Kulaba one. What's really I found when I moved into my office, there were a lot of things left over from the person who had it before me, and months into me being there, someone found these weird. I looked them up. They were actually like a promotional thing for Hallmark during Easter. One's a little chick and one is a little bunny, and the bunny does not have arms or legs, and it looks evil. So they freaked me out. So I tried to get rid of them, and then somebody hid them all over our building. So they would just kind of pop out randomly and freak me out.
yeah.
So now I dress them up in themes. Like this week's theme was cowboys and Indians.
Oh my gosh.
For Easter, because they are Easter things, they wanted to dress up like each other, so they ripped open another stuffed bunny and chick and wore them as costumes.
Dude, what the heck?
We have a fun time at work.
Oh. Cutting more. Cutting more. Good bash it. Oh man, this plastic's really thick. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So, okay, so how much of this am I going to have to cut off? Oof, a lot. That's fine. How much of it's going to matter? Some.
What are you cutting off?
There's just like assembly here, and I'm gonna cut the bottom of this assembly off. It's kind of one of the thicker parts of this, but I don't really need it. And that should give me the spacing I need in order to get a Vulcan Megavolter on this original Shadow Sword model. Sorry, this is also why I can't get projects done, because I just get distracted.
Are you also Gonna leave it to where you can swap the top.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep. 100%. Everything I'm going to do, except for like adding on like the backpacks and things like that, is going to be completely interchangeable.
Nice.
Oh yeah. And let's see, Lively, you should do a demon. Oh, dude, you lost signal again. Yep.
Did I?
Yeah, it hasn't showed up on the stream yet, but bam, there you go. I'm going to switch back to me being primary. What's up, people? See my dog's wandering in the background. Alright.
I'm thinking maybe it's my camera.
It might be. You said it was the first time you've ever used it. Maybe it thinks you're inactive because, like you said, your video wasn't appearing on your computer screen.
Yeah.
So maybe it's thinking it's inactive and it's shutting itself off.
Eco mode is off. Oh.
Alright, gotta do a little snippy snip. A little snippy snip. Yeah, get that going even more. Get it? No, okay, your Skype's back. But not your video. Like, I got your Skype symbol.
Also, my boom arm is just not strong enough.
I got mine on like a 5 foot tall, 4.5 foot tall tripod. But then again, I'm also like in a giant room where I got like 5 feet back behind the camera, and I got all this room behind me and to the right of me, and so. I mean, it's not a giant room. It's way smaller than the room I know you're in. But you know, the space dedicated to this. Your video still ain't back. It's wild. Oh, what kind of tank is he building right now? Oh, dude. I'm glad you asked. This here is the very first ever made Baneblade. And so Lively Minis got me this as like a secret model swap. And it's just an amazing kit. So this is the very first one ever produced. It's, oh, I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait. It's going to be made. I'm going to put a little bit of some modern pieces on it, but what I'm doing is I've also just discovered I think I can fit a Vulcan Mega Bolter on the Shadow Sword topper. So I'm going to do that so I can have maybe use this not only as a Baneblade and Shadow Sword, but potentially as a Macarius Vulcan. Since it actually is more closer in size to the Macarius Vulcan than the Baneblade or Shadow Sword in the modern terms. I know, right? It's so amazing. So here real quick, let me switch the video feed so you can see us equally. But here is Lively Minis and I both. And you can see he is working on a new demon model.
Yay! Got the Hound of Vengeance here.
Dude, I know you've been excited to work on your Chaos Army lately. So I thought that was going to be a good one for you.
I like it.
Good.
And it's the one, like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time, but I have had time to just do minor things with the chaos stuff, so
Hey,
that is the one thing I've been able to do more.
maybe our streams will be a great way. Like maybe that's what we do. We like stream together Chaos and Imperium. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's gonna be our thing.
A traitor to the Emperor? I play Dark Angels.
Derek, wow, you really had to put that joke in there, didn't you?
No, I do actually play
I
Dark Angels, but I do have two Chaos armies and as two Xenos armies.
Yes, this I can verify. You guys have seen me face his Tau on Instagram, and you guys can see his Tau on Instagram on his Instagram face my guard.
Yep.
Ow.
And actually, I believe going clear back to when you first started your Instagram, some of your first pictures were with my works.
They were. It was
The Ogrins versus the Knobs.
Yep. And man, so that game was in the Fairmont Comics Paradise Plus store, right? Was that game?
I think.
Um,
Or it might have been at your place.
what did I have my own place then? Had I moved out and gotten my own place? Hmm.
I don't know. I tend to not remember things that old.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, I know at one point we had an epic game at the CCP store, and we it was Orcs versus Astra Militarum, and that was the game in which one of my sergeants beat one of your Orc leaders. He might have only been like the last standing guy out of a regular boy mob, but whatever, you know, beat him in melee combat.
And he earned a trophy.
Yeah, and so you gave me an orc head, and I put it on that guy's chainsword. Oh man, I butchered this thing. All right, come on, clean this up some. Looks horrible. I need to like actually focus on getting this kit together rather than sitting here like kit bashing alternatives for it. But whatever.
And yet here you are.
And here I am, because this is what
literally playing with demons. I mean, I can't argue that.
Dropped a piece. All right. So if I put that there, how does that start to fit? Oof. It's still too tall. Can't really cut any more off the bottom, so I think I've actually cut too much off the top. Don't know how to correct this, but I will correct it. We'll get this figured out. Alright. I'm just going to glue it together and then just saw it down.
Yeah, it's like measure one time and cut as many times as you want.
Exactly. I figured out it'll kind of fit, and so now I'm just going to figure out the kind of. I have lost my mind during this quarantine. Also, just can't wait to get 40k games in again. The Flamer's deposit on the Flamer himself.
Nice.
Alright. So that's attached. And then if I cut through that right there, if I just like start sawing. Hmm. Oh, yeah, that's how I could do it. Could make the starting line with my X-Acto blade. There we go. And there we go. Alright. And then I can cut into it with my saw.
Okay, I need to let that green stuff dry.
But you, oh, I wasn't even paying attention. Oh, nice. Dear God, yeah, you've already built that whole demon model.
It's fun. I like looking at it.
Dude, it's a great looking model.
It really is.
And I don't know if you saw, but Flesh Hounds, so the unit that complements that one, I really need to continue on my Scions. I got another Leaving to Rust that needs assembling. But man, maybe this weekend. Hey. Yeah. Leaving to Rust is good together quick, especially if you're familiar with the kit. I mean, so, heck yeah, in the weekend. It's 1:30 here in Germany. Oh my god, you guys from Europe watching.
Really appreciate you staying up or getting up early.
Yeah, this is why
whatever your case may be.
This is why my buddy Cadian Shock doesn't tune in for my streams, because he's over in the UK. So I know it's 12:30 in the morning there. I think right now. Yeah, no thanks. I had participated in that Warhammer community. Oh wow, it's going really well. Warhammer Community Weekend stream not long ago, and man, most of everybody's based out of Europe, and so when they asked me to do it, I had like basically the night owl slot for the stream, but it was totally worth it and a lot of fun. I have cut through it. Krieger Lander. I know. Oh, dude, yeah. Okay, I gotta shave a little more off the bottom. Yep, I just gotta shave a little more off the bottom, and I'm gonna have to green stuff the top. You're gonna be up till 5 in the morning? Whoa.
That's hardcore.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore. It's from Portugal, man. So it is late there. Alright, dude. All I gotta do is trim this down a wee bit more. Green stuff the back where I cut too much out to start with. And this thing's solid. I'm going to have a Macarius Vulcan variant. Okay, I'm done doing
Nice.
Back to the regular model. So good, it's feasible. Okay.
Okay, so Gilead's talking, not sure if I should glue in the heads for the Scions. Thinking of getting Prussian-style infantry heads from Victoria Miniatures. Hmm.
I can't...
I
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I like the idea of the Prussian infantry heads.
Yep. I really like the Scion heads, though. I'm a GW fanboy, so I'm not good for advice on third-party stuff, whether to do it or not. So, only a few things.
I mean, you could just leave the heads unglued for now, and maybe find a way to get a few of those heads, and then just test it out.
True.
And if you don't like it, just go with the original Scion heads.
The only thing about Victoria Miniatures, too, is the price of their models. I mean, although I gotta say, it's becoming more and more comparable to GW, but, you know, they ain't cheap. Which,
But is the quality comparable?
yeah, I don't own any. I have seen them at Adepticon here in the U.S. and it is very impressive.
Well, if the quality is comparable, then I guess it'd be worth it.
Yeah, they're pretty great. What do you think?
I've never seen them.
Oh yeah, dude, beret kits on Cadians look amazing. I love that look. I even thought about making my entire third platoon like beret wearing people, but I happened to join the U.S. military while wearing berets was a thing, and
Really hate it.
yeah, I kind of just can't do it just because my own distaste for having to wear a beret all the time and a combat uniform. Oh my god, it was just
Fortunately, they did away with that.
yeah, thank God. Just never looked good in our U.S. Army uniforms. Not in the modern ones. Is what I'm saying. Like there are times and places like the dress uniform it looked good, but not in a combat uniform. I don't understand because other countries pulled off great. Like I see like
I think it was the color.
yeah, because especially the British do it so well when they do berets.
and the UN forces.
Oh, they do berets too. I've only ever seen them
I'm
wear
sure,
the when I saw them, they were just wearing the white helmets.
I'm sure they have like teal colored berets.
Oh, get some gas cans cleaned up. Although the gas cans crack me up because they're like in terms of size, you wouldn't have enough fuel in them to really make a difference for most of like what a vehicle would require to move. Do 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 do. Are you? You're. Wait. Are you already painting that model? What are you doing?
No, I'm just using an old brush to get dust off and smooth it out. I
Oh,
just did a lot of sanding and filing, so I'm just kind of clearing it off.
dear God. I've hardly even glued a thing on. If you hobbied as much as I did, or if I hobbied as fast as you did, all of our armies would be done.
I know, right? But I think that's how you've been able to do such a big army with really good detail. And I've been able to get multiple armies up to like a tabletop standard.
That's true. I only have one other army that's tabletop standard. Oof. That's putting it roughly. That's my. That's
Well,
my.
it's hard to define what a tabletop standard is.
Yeah. Let's say
Are you talking just three color standard? Or are you talking about just doing block colors?
yeah, at least like three color, or no, I'd say all the primary components are colored in. Maybe not shaded or highlighted or anything, right? But the next closest army I got is my Cult Mechanicus, but it's not done. And now my Cult Mechanicus is still built based on 7th edition premises. So, Derek, Nuno's telling you put it in the dishwasher.
Hmm. Do I have to put it on the top rack? Or do I put it in the little silverware rack cage thing?
All right. What are some of these slots on here? Let's see. Yeah, they don't do the Prussian style. Well, yeah, they don't do Prussian style heads for GW doesn't make them, but the Victorian miniature ones do look amazing. I'd go with those. Oh, I got more stuff in here. Look at this. I just happen to have baggies of like random bits. Random Cadian bits also just laying around on my table, so Maybe I'll put some more stuff on here. Might do some camo netting too.
It is a good thing to wash them to make sure there's no like mold release or any kind of oil on them.
Dude, I've built a couple Forge World kits recently, of course the Minotaur being one of them. And when you don't get that mold release off of there, like say it's like in a nook or cranny, and you go to put paint in it, there's just no way. It won't take hold.
Metal is the same way for me. I have to wash those things.
Really? Alright, getting the spotlight all cleaned up, just in case I want to put a spotlight on this beast. Yeah! Alright.
I guess I could start brush priming this.
Hey, what's your, Derek, I gotta ask you something. So, outside your, Tau army, what's your favorite army that you've, built and played?
And played? Well, that would be rough.
Not this edition. Not this edition. Just played in general.
I have whole armies that I've not really been able to play. So, well, that's a toss-up between Kroot and Grey Knights. Or not Kroot, but Orcs.
Oh.
Orcs and Grey Knights.
Alright. Nice.
I'd have to go with Orcs on that because I've gotten more mileage out of them and they've held up better. When I first got into Grey Knights, they weren't like their peak, but they were a lot better. And then right as I started to play them more is when 8th launched. And what was that global campaign that was running?
Oh, what was that? Kranos can start with a K or something. I know what you're talking about because I went to the GW stores to play it.
Yeah. And they were good at that point because their codex had just hit. But then as soon as another codex came out, it was like, oh. they lost all appeal.
No. Oh. Oh.
Well, that was when the FAQs started to hit and deployment rules changed, psychic phases changed, any kind of teleportation psychic ability changed. What it was is that's when they made changes to the like reserves.
Oh yeah, and you had to be on the table by turn 3 and couldn't go back off and come back. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, they're asking in the chat, have you played Grey Knights recently?
No, I have not. Ever since I know they've gotten a lot better now with Psychic Awakening, but I've not been able to play them since then. Actually, right before Psychic Awakening, I was thinking about selling them.
That you were. We should. I tell you what. I mean, things are kind of relaxing here in our region. We should just like. We should plan a weekend together to just play. Which might be a little harder for me now, but we'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Alright, that's glued into place. Oh, yeah. Starting to look good. Oh, wow, that fits like perfect right there. Okay, gluing it in place. Not even going to think about it anymore. If it fits, it glues. We're done. It's like a cat. My bits are like cats. Fits it glues. Boom! Loving it. Oh, you guys can't see the vein blade right now. Rip. And rip. Rip. Okay. Let me make sure. Check the live feed. Okay, yeah.
I think one thing that I did do recently is I went through and rebased a lot of my Grey Knights.
Wait, you did? I don't. Oh, I don't remember seeing you do that.
Well, I never posted it anywhere, but I just like did it.
Dude, I post everything because otherwise I wouldn't have enough content. But then again, I'm also trying to like post a picture a day.
And I was able to find some the 32 mil slotted bases for the old metal, because I do have a few of the metal cast Grey Knights.
Oh. How'd you find those?
Well, back when I first started collecting Grey Knights, they were everywhere.
Oh, that's. Oh, yeah, I forgot we collected a bunch of stuff before it went out of production. Or changed production.
Yeah. So this is one. This is the. Oh, crap. Brother Champion? I don't remember now. Now, if you want to see a look at my first Power Sword attempt, I guess that's it.
How'd that go? I hope better than mine. Yeah.
If it's
You're still proud of it?
Gonna focus.
Oh, you got it. Oh, dude, but that looks wicked.
It's a little thick. The lines aren't really like where I would put them today, but it's not bad.
Yeah. That looks awesome.
Well, thank you. This was painted. Oh, Shay, we were still living together. That's when that was painted.
Oh, God. Yeah, I do, Curlin, I do hate playing against your psychic phase. But hey, you can't tag my tanks anymore. Da 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 da. But I'm sure my tanks are probably going to go way up in cost. So, meh. What is that turret? This one? This is...
Name that turret!
This is the very original Baneblade turret. The very first one ever. This is such an amazing gift to paint the very original Baneblade. I can't say it enough. Whoop. Yeah, so prepare, Curlin. I'm bringing you an out-of-scale Baneblade to fight me in games. I may proxy it as something else, like a Macarius Vulcan or something, because it's more appropriate in size for that. But it's still really cool.
It's funny because I saw it and I was like, Sergeant Steele would appreciate this.
Oh, dude. This thing is wicked. The extra bits on here are actually really bringing this to life. I'm actually going to zoom my camera in. You know, Krieger, I think it's going to be inevitable that the price of guard tanks go up. And so, in terms of not just the price, I mean points. I think the points cost is going to go up. I mean, if they're going to make tanks better, I don't see how they're going to balance it without doing that, unless it's some minor. We don't have the details yet, all the full details, but unless it's something minor like tanks can still shoot in combat, but Maybe you get -1 to your ballistic skill when you do it, and so that helps balance it out, or this and that. I don't know. Yeah, they did put it together without saying how much they're going to raise the price, but I think an online retailer accidentally increased their prices, the MSRP, before it was official, and I think Lehman Russes are going from $55 to $59. So not a huge increase. It's not even 10%. So I'm not entirely upset with that. Eh. And I got a tank. Dude. Don't worry. Okay, so yeah, they asked what are our hopes for ninth edition? Well, my hopes, so I'm not going to complain, and really I have very little to complain about, but my hopes are that it is a more like equitable edition for all armies and for the type of game that you want to play. Not necessarily that it makes one army better than the others, but that everybody has a chance to do well. That hopefully melee armies get to fight better, shooting arms still feel shooty, psychic armies still go mind wop 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 and everybody dies. Whatever. That it all works, because that's my hope. I don't mind losing games, and games that are balanced feel fun for everybody. And it sounds like they're doing that. I'm excited to see the new reinforcement rules. Have we gotten more details about that?
I do not know.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what the reinforcement rules are. There are some things I don't do with my guard because reinforcements right now we're just kind of meh. Scions. We're in an awkward place because of the rules for deep striking. But we'll see. And that's my hopes. And, tanks being more viable. You couldn't take a pure tank army. Like, if I went up against Curlin here and I brought all tanks, well, if he would bring his Eldar jet bikes, it was a guaranteed loss. There's no way. Because all he had to do was send one bike unit to tag me, and my whole army was shut down. Game over for me. Same with my artillery. If I want to run a giant artillery line, I get tagged, they're done. Just...
Or if you just happen to encounter a whole bunch of Gretchen.
Yeah.
But, it makes sense because they're so small. They could just... Their entire bodies would be able to block one of your sensors. Or like a camera lens. So... I can understand why you wouldn't be able to shoot.
Yeah. Derek, what are your hopes for ninth?
I'm really looking forward to these rules. Dang it.
What did you do? Did you spill some? Oh, your camera. Oh my god, it died again.
I'm really looking forward to the terrain rules.
Oh.
And if they're able to just provide something different, like where even if, depending on how the game is set up, you might be able to change something, or it might be a cool dynamic that you can do.
Heck yeah.
And especially because they're talking about how it'll work with the sneakiness of different units.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to how that's going to work. The sneaking? What? I don't...
Like, you don't have line of sight of this thing. Like, yeah, but I know it's there.
And so I'm wondering, how's that going to work different than how the rules currently are in 8th? Because, like, right now, if you charge from out of line of sight, your opponent doesn't get Overwatch. So how is going to be sneaky going to work? Does that mean, like, certain types of terrain, regardless if they truly block line of sight, maybe implied block line of sight, and therefore you could sneak up this way or that way? I don't know. Man, I can't believe you're already base coding that thing. Yeah, oh my god. Curlin, if you get 20 command points for your Eldar army at 2,000 points, I think I'm going to have to pack up my Cadians and go home. Or, if you get that, especially with your Dark Eldar, and you still have Agents of Vect, no. Oh god. Oh, that's going to be rough. Oh yeah, if they phase out Cadians, I'm Harlequins, yeah. They phase out Cadians. Obviously, Cadian Sergeant Steel is going to be very, very upset.
And I think you and I have talked about this before. Like if they did an update of, even if they kept Katie's name, but they just did an update of the standard infantry kit,
Yeah.
what would you do?
You give me anxiety. Well, here's the issue. I'm a collector. So I like to get all the things, right? And if they come out with new Cadian models, I'm gonna want to get new Cadian models. Um, so I'm hoping they don't, like, because otherwise, I'm gonna want to get a whole platoon at minimum if they come out with a new kit. But here's why I don't think they're going to, regardless of hopes. I think what Krieger's saying is going to be true, and what Teutonic's saying is going to be true. They're going to probably introduce new plastic guard regiments, or they might update the old sprue because they've already shown you what they can do with the Gene Stealer cult and the current guard Cadian models, and it's amazing. So they're not going to discontinue the Cadian guard models because they're the key part of the GSC kit. They had to completely redo GSC too. So I think Cadians are locked in for longevity, but they might get upgrade sprues.
I could totally see that happen.
Yeah. Anything else I don't want to talk about? It's scary. You guys are mean.
Well, the only thing that's scary about it, like if I were looking at it, is if your scale changed.
Oh.
Because, like, my infantry got updated at the very end of 7th. And of course, like, the good Shazla that I am, I went and bought a whole bunch of them. Especially because the crisis suits were a whole lot better. But the Fire Warriors were so better detailed, more dynamic posing. I was like, these are awesome, but they're the exact same scale.
Yeah, so it was okay and it worked out.
Yeah, and I can still use all my old ones. And I still like the old ones. I'll find them on eBay to be like, oh, that's a really good deal for like 12 Fire Warriors. It's the old kit, but I like them. But like even if I have like extra arms or whatever from the new kit, all I gotta do is just put those on the old bodies and I'll be like, look, that's resourceful right there.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, that is what happened with Chaos Space Marines. I know that one quite well.
Yeah, actually, I got a squad of Chaos Space Marines I don't even know what to do with now because they're all old school.
And lately I've been trying to find ways to work in the old kits. I still use a lot of bits from the old kits. I think the last time we streamed, I was doing some dry fitting on a couple. Because I do like the old helmets. You have different weapon options, and then of course you got the old icon bearer bits, which I love.
Gosh dang it.
And they have not updated the Berserker kit, but I've been able to kit bash the old Berserker bits with the new upscaled bodies, which I'm actually working on a video for that to be putting out soon.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, don't make me feel bad. I've been supposed to be putting out like how to paint Cadians in my 707 scheme for a long time and never done it.
I've been working on a couple ideas of like how to do easy kit bashes, conversions.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait to see your kit bash and conversion stuff. Dude, you should do one just for Siege of Peck.
I plan on doing like a regular like updated series for that, which I need to get back into. I've taken enough time off from it.
Yeah, dude, plastic Talarn would be amazing. And they're still making the Armageddon Still Legion pewter models. It's so funny. They discontinued all of the Armageddon line except for the 10-man squad. It just I don't know why they did that, but Mordians would be really amazing to have in plastic. And yeah, you could transform those into Prussian fighting style for sure. Be really cool looking.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see. Here's my progress so far. Just adding some like newer details to this, and I think they're actually going on. They look good.
Oh.
Um, yeah.
Oh, I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those packs and stuff on there, and the
And
shovels, and
your tow rope on the other one.
yep. I wanted to put a spotlight on it, but now that's starting to feel a little crowded. So
Well, you got those big open panels towards the front.
well, but the spotlight also does fit the turret, like little pieces on the turret where I can
Make
attach
yourself
things.
make yourself big there so you can get a better look.
Oh, sorry. Let's enhance.
I wish I was big.
I wish I was a grown boy.
I'm a real boy.
Yeah, all pewter guard, all updated Vestroyans. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking about putting the spotlight kind of fits over these like little side pieces here. So I was thinking about putting the spotlight on one of those, but I'm afraid I might just end up cluttering
The top of the turret
the
there,
top
yeah.
too much, and I got to go with the Mies van der Rohe and the whole minimalist artistic movement. But I think Mies said it best: less is more.
Yeah.
So we got to reduce it down to its basic components.
That's what I was saying. You don't have to put a whole lot on. And really, with your weathering techniques, with those big flat areas, you could detail it up in post with your paint job.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll help, especially with like there's these big flat panels on the side. God, the rivets are just gigantic on this thing.
I know.
My God, it's got a hose in the back that it's just like a 1/4 inch in diameter. This thing is a beast. Well, like you said, they just scaled up the Epic model, and then that was it. But it's such a cool piece of 40K history. I now no longer regret not buying the other one that was offered to me.
It was fate. Kismet. Destiny.
Kismet, tell me it's okay.
And I guess it's just a twist of fate.
Oh, there's just a tiny dancer in my bed.
And it's not me.
Alright, I gotta get all this. Oh, this plastic I sawed off. There we go. I think I'm building it in the box. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I am. Okay.
Dude, you have a lot of like the gas tanks and armor cans.
Oh, dude, that's nothing. I got. Okay, hold on. Put my saw away. Grab all this. Oh, come on. Oh, sorry guys. Bumping stuff. And things and stuff. This is my
Gumpa.
this is all the sprues I got just for vehicles.
Wow.
Oh wait, oh god, you can't even see it. I just realized I didn't even actually hold on. I gotta zoom my camera out. Oh, okay. Let me bring my OBS back up. Alright. There we go. Oh my god, I still need to. Okay, so from what you can see, I have a whole bin. This is only vehicle sprues for guard.
Wow.
Yep.
Probably just full of things that I always jump on eBay to find.
Yeah, most likely. Ooh, ooh, I wonder if I can put a fuel barrel on it. I got a fuel barrel too. I can put that on there. I got a dozer blade. I can put a dozer blade on it.
Oh my.
I think I should put a new dozer blade on this old model. Oh. Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, it's your model. You do what you want. That would not be the thing I would decide.
I mean, it could look cool in the front. I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of dozer blades.
I'm really not either, which is why I don't do it. So
let's take to the community. Let's see how many of y'all are dozer blade people.
Well, except for that filthy Eldar player watching our stream. Doesn't even know what a dozer blade is. Some primitive society of hoity-toity space elves.
Hoity-toity.
Oh, dude, I gotta give you heck. I haven't seen him forever. So, Curlin's part of my local gaming club. And we're dealing with the loss of our local gaming store.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, it closed. If I wasn't also in the midst of becoming a parent, I'd really love to also open my own gaming store. It's really what I wanted to do. I might still have to do it. So we'll see. On a Baneblade, no. But on a Salamander command vehicle, oh, don't talk about the Salamander. Oh, nope, there it is. My depression kicked in.
That was easy.
I want an original of that kit so very bad. And I just don't know how I'm ever going to find. I had a guy who was going to sell me one, and I was super excited. A guy in another local gaming club I used to be a part of, he's going to sell it to me, and I messaged him like the next day, and he said, "Oh, sorry, man, I already sold it."
Wow.
Yep.
Hot items. They go quick.
Oh man, I was devastated. It was not. I mean, I was gonna pay and everything. He just like, I guess somebody handed him the money sooner, and I didn't know he wanted to sell it that quickly or that bad, or I would have like driven the 2 hours to his house and handed him the money.
Well, you never know someone's intentions until someone hands them cash in hand.
True. Oh! Dropped a barrel. Curl, you're getting into tanks. By getting into tanks, you either mean wave serpents or you're talking about your knight army. Really? What do you have so far? Yeah, I didn't mind the dozer blades on Chimeras either. Teutonic. What do I have so far? Oh man, if you guys haven't seen, are you asking about like my tank collection, Krieger? What do I got tank wise?
So, my Discord is left open on our Crude channel. And all I saw was a little message that popped up. It said something about Gaskull's thighs and broadside legs.
What? Oh, I can send you a tutorial of how to convert a Chimera and a Salamander command vehicle. I would like that. I've seen some. I've not been happy with a few of them, but I'm happy to look at more because I may do it one day. My next vehicle in line is an Armageddon pattern Basilisk. You guys have heard it here first. Not even Instagram is aware of this. And here's the resin to prove it. I already own it. And I got a Chimera kit to put this on. So that's coming up. But in terms of fighting the urge to buy a Repulsor Executioner?
I've been fighting the urge to get a Repulsor anything.
Falcon Night Spinner Fire Prism. Oh my god. I have Eldar just. Why do Eldar just taste horrible in my mouth when I have to say the word? I'm like Eldar. Ugh. Eldar. Eldar. Ugh. And I'm just like. I think it's just because it's mostly their flyers. You know, I actually don't care about. Oh man, dude, I need to make a sequel screen. I'm so sorry. And I don't care too much about playing against Eldar, and I love the models, and I think their army's fun. But it's all the flying units in Eldar where I'm just like, I can't deal. Like, the mobility is so amazing, and I don't have that type of mobility as a guard player. And so playing against it, I'm like, I feel like I'm standing on my head watching the game. It's just wild. So when somebody mentions an Eldar flyer, I'm just like, oh my god. Please don't. Please don't hurt me, mister. Okay, that's enough of that. Alright. Oh, I gotta add some bits and stuff to my, my shadow sword. Look at that sexy turret. It's so sexy. It's big, man. Fucking big. Alright. Well, anyways. Yeah, okay, so sorry, I've never gotten around to, Krieger, your earlier question. Eldar's like blue cheese, it stinks. It's so funny because I hate blue cheese, so it's even better. Oh, anyways. When it comes to what I have, that's a great question. And I recently actually did a video on YouTube showcasing my entire army. And I can say it's a lot. It's a lot. But in general, I have an entire company of tanks. I got an entire company of super heavies. I have 2 companies of artillery at this point, which I guess you'd call them batteries. I only have a very small air force, very tiny. And I have actually 5 chimeras, but one's not finished painted, so I only got 4 that I showed. Got a Trojan. Oh, the Crassus Armored Transport. God, it's one of my favorites. Oof. Hopefully that gets better rules with the updated stuff from Forge World whenever we get that. Oh, I hope we get that right after 9th drops. But anyways, yeah, I got a lot of vehicles. I won't lie. For anybody who's played against me, Lively here can attest to it. Curlin can attest that I have a lot of armor.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, but I can tell you what I need still. I still need 1 more mana core. I need 2 more wyverns. I need 2 more hydras. I would like 1 more Macarius Vulcan. I would like the plasma version of the Macarius also. 2 more Trojans, and 1 more Hellhound. Yep. I think at that point, I will declare my armored portion of my guard army complete.
I need 4 more hammerhead chassis.
Oh.
And I guess really that's only if a new update to the Forge World codices or indexes keeps the data slates in for the hammerhead variants.
I mean, surely they would, right?
Yeah, they're not sold anymore.
Oh, wait, what?
They haven't. Forge World hasn't sold those upgrades for a while.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Dang. Oh, dude, I love that kit. Not even my army. It's your army.
I've got 3 of the missile ones, the heavy bombardment, and 1 of just the plasma turret.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what's oh dude, I can't. I have 3 more Bullgrins behind me, by the way, Curlin, to load into that Crassus armor transport and drive straight into my enemy. I don't care, and it's going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. First World, don't take away from my repressors, and GW bring them in as a sister's plastic. Oh. What is the one super heavy that you want to get that you do not already have? Well, there are 3 things I want, and so I'm going to rank them how I want them. First, a Malcador Defender.
Word.
Beautiful model. Beautiful model. But it's expensive, and I kind of don't need it. Demolisher cannons haven't been good, so I've not even wanted to buy a Malcador Defender. Okay. Then, the plasma version of the Macarius Vulcan, which is no longer, or the Macarius tank, which is no longer made. That's out of production now, and so I'm not sure how I'm going to get one. But I would like to get one of those. It's actually, rules-wise, it's a really great model. It's like, that plasma cannon on that Macarius is solid. Then, finally, the current tank that I want, Lord of War, that I don't have, Praetor Armored Assault Launcher. Or Praetor Armored Missile Launcher. Whatever it's named. I want the Praetor. Oh, yeah, Valdor Tank Hunter comes in 4th. I want that as well. Actually, it might even beat the Malcador Defender. I've changed my mind. Valdor Tank Hunter is now number 3. So, that's where I'm at on those. I've wanted the Praetor Armored Assault Launcher since I started 40k. But, I'll be honest, to spend that much money, it's just hasn't been worth it for a model that I won't have fun playing with on a tabletop. So I've not done it. What about you, Derek? Do you have a Lord of War that you are dying to get one day?
The Manta.
Oh, man, it's such a good model.
And actually, the Orca. The last time I had a chance to get an Orca, I was just seconds late on snatching it up on eBay.
Oh,
I was so devastated that day. Like, oh,
Wait, the Praetor, here in the U.S., the Praetor is still available. They haven't discontinued it here, Nuno. So I hope it doesn't go away. I will cry a lot. The spaceship? Yeah, yeah, he's talking about the spaceship.
yeah,
But
the big takes up half your table spaceship.
okay, so apparently at one point I cut off the ammo canisters for heavy stubbers for some reason.
Okay.
I don't know why I would have done that. Anyways, okay. Dude, the bits on these guard kits are so good. Oh yeah, I could put a oh man, 100 killer missiles. Does Lively Minis have a Tau Titan? Derek, you want to answer that?
Uh, well, I do have the Talnar Supremacy armor, otherwise known as the Super Tuna.
And that thing is wicked. Um, we have pictures together of an apocalypse game we played where you brought that, Derek, and it was just amazing. My Bullgrin's even charged it with a commissar.
And a lone sentinel charged it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I was trying to tie you up in shooting. Hey,
Every
oh
now and then, I still get some engagement on that particular image of the sentinel.
that was a good one too. Oh, that was just an overall good game. Um, and I can't wait to get more in. Can't wait to get more in against your Tau army, against your Chaos forces, your orcs, all of your armies are going to be so much fun to play against.
Oh yeah.
By the way, question for both of you: why the Forge World Mechanicus robots don't have rules from 30k to 40k? They look so good. Oh, that's a good question. Because Forge World's been big about trying to make most of all their 30k models available in 40k. Because let's face it, it helps with sales. And then you get that cool Dark Age piece of technology. But that might be why. Is because they've not really had their own rules team, and now that's wrapped in a GW. And those were only ever originally not like Custodes, which came out as a combined 40k 30k release. They were only ever meant for 30k, so they're probably just never had anybody assigned to do the rules. What do you think, Derek?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, well, being that right now they're still adding to Mechanicus.
that's also true.
I mean, they got those really. I like the look of that flyer. Uh,
The Archaeocopter.
yeah, you were about to say Archie.
Yeah, I was. About to say
When's
my
the
dog's
last?
name.
Oh, I thought you were making a really cool reference to Watchmen.
Oh, no, no. I'm more lame than that.
I don't know how I feel though about those infantry flyer things.
Yeah?
I don't know, I look at it and I'm like, hmm. Now for kit bashing and conversion potential, they look amazing.
Let's see. Cutting this up here. My top flaps broke off my heavy stubber ammo cases, so I gotta make new ones. Oh, come on. Plastic card here. Guess it's just like taking them in and out of my sprue case. I've broken them. So, oops. Oopsie. There we go. Where are you at right now on your project? Oh my god, you're putting red paint on it, dude. You are outperforming me on this stream.
Well, yours is a lot bigger.
That's true. I mean, it's actually like 2 kits in one.
Technically,
Yep.
yes.
And I'm about to make it 3 kits.
Also, technically, yes.
And where can I get this heavy stubber to go? On the Shadow Sword.
Yeah, it did go off again, but I recovered a lot quicker this time.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice, actually. Okay.
I've noticed it's happening like every 30 minutes, so it's something I need to change in the camera.
Yeah. Well, like you say, it's first time using it, you know?
Yeah. That's why I use your streams as a guinea pig.
Oh, thanks. Although I'd like to join your streams sometime.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Alright, I got a heavy stubber there on my Shadow Sword. Oh, I forgot to glue the handle on it. I forgot to glue the handle on the other one, too. Okay, how's this thing even glue on? Oh, there it is. That's right. I knew that.
What is your opinion on the Acurian pattern Stormblade?
I wish I had it. It's amazing. It's also good. It's a beefed up version of that Macarius version I was talking about earlier. And, yeah, I really love the model. The look of it's so cool. So absolutely cool. So, I don't, and to be honest, I don't know exactly how its cannon works, its actual weapon, but I'm sure it's got to be decent. So, I don't know. Maybe I should actually look it up. I'm opening up my. Where's my lithium? Wait, what do I got to read books on my computer here? Do I got lithium or Kobo? Well, I'm not seeing either, so I'll just open up my folder with Warhammer stuff. And is it in my 8th edition books? Is that where this is at? No. Books, here they are. Codex Astromilitarum, Imperial Armor. Oh, I forgot I had all the old Imperial Armor books in PDF.
I do on my old phone.
Dude, including all the parts of Siege of Rax. Oh my god, the terrorist campaign. Oh, Jesus, I didn't realize I had all this. Okay, so I guess I'll just pull it up on my phone.
Just put it up on my phone.
Fine, I'll just use this technology.
Sorry.
Lumpy Space Princess. Say what? Okay, Imperial Armor. Contents. Acurian Pattern Stormblade. Let's see, it's, yeah, you're not kidding, it doesn't get any sponsons. Oh, wait, no, you can add sponsons. Okay, it doesn't come with any, but you can equip them just like other Baneblades. Its main weapon... Alright. interesting. It's got two variants on the weapon. One has a 6-foot range, which is like all you'll ever need in a regular game of 40k. And it does heavy 2d6 shots at strength 8, -3, 2 damage each. That's freaking amazing. Really amazing. Then the supercharged version is 96-inch range, strength 9, -3, 3 damage. And for each roll of 1, the bearer suffers a mortal wound. Just like any other supercharged plasma on a guard vehicle. So, minimum 2 shots, maximum 12, average 7 shots. 7 shots at -3, 2 damage, base. That's not bad. I don't know what this costs points wise, but, regardless, that may or may not need fixed. But that sounds pretty awesome for its plasma capabilities. I think it's a cool looking model, and its plasma gun is decent. So, yeah, I got Siege of Rax, the book. Apparently it was a 3-book series from Forge World, and I didn't realize I had it digitally. So, that's a thing. Yep, Imperial Armor, Volume 5, Siege of Rax. I got Volume 6 and Volume 7. Also got the Badab War, the original Badab War books.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm actually trying to open up one of the books now. The files are huge. 162 megs for the Badab War book.
Wow.
Yeah, that's in PDF form. That's giant. Yeah, Derek, we could go back and look at these and look at the what was the campaign they did of Tau versus Imperium?
That was Damocles Crusade.
Damocles. Let's see. Oh. Where's Damocles? I got all the Damocles books. We got Burning Dawn and Operation Shadow Talon, Chiron, Monka. Got them all. Oh my god. Imperial Armor Volume 9, The Badab War Part 1. I have it. I don't know who scanned this in digitally, but it's an actual, like, scanner version of the Badab War. Like, somebody put this on a scanner and scanned it in. Whoa. It's pretty cool. And it's a signed copy. It's got Dan Abnett's signature in it, I think. Or something.
Oh, nice.
Signature in it. God, the detail these Imperial Armor books had. Dozens of pages of fluff. Oh my god, the Raptors and all the other stuff. Lamenters. The Nova Marines. Is there any Imperial Guard stuff in here? There should be. God, lots of Space Marines. I mean, it was a war of Space Marines on Space Marines, and the Guard got dragged into it. So, you know. Oh, I see Astral Claws stuff in here. No, I don't see any guard stuff in Badab. Okay, so I'm done looking at that. If I can send it to you, if I can figure out how to... Yeah, I can figure out a way to do that. Probably put it on Google Drive or something. I'll send it over. Okay, I gotta get back to this project. But yeah, I can do that. So we'll chat sometime about that. Send me a message on like Instagram if you got me on there, so this way I can remember. So anyhow, dive down that rabbit hole for way too long.
You'll have that.
All right, I gotta find more bits. I gotta put bits on
My book.
my bits. Gotta put some bits on my shadow.
Tiny
shadow
bits.
my shadow sword.
Tiny bits.
It's Pocky Bits. Oh, frick. Oh, that's off of Torox. Here's another one of these. Any bags or anything? No, I cut all those off here. Gosh dang it. Watch, by the way, I'm not putting spotlights or anything on this, and how much you want to bet, like, 9th edition here, they bring all of that cool, like, guard upgrade stuff back, camo netting and spotlights, they add all those rules back in. And I literally ripped all the dozer blades off of my chimeras, because I was like, oh, I'll never use these again. Because in 8th, right now, the rules for them suck. It's like you get +1 attack on a vehicle with a dozer blade. Okay, I'm sorry, but our vehicles are already hitting on 6s. So
The next video they put out, they'll be like, "Do you miss your dozer blades? Do you miss spotlights?"
guess what? Night fighting is back. Roll on this random table to see what kind of crap happens arbitrarily.
That's right, MFR.
Oh. Oh god, now I got a bunch of old like YouTube videos and stuff popping up in my head again. Thanks, Derek.
That's what I'm here for.
I really appreciate it, dude. I'm out of like cool bags and stuff to put on my tanks. I think I used them all. What? Oh. Frick. I'm out of bits. That's never happened to me before. I've never had to say those words.
Oh, you're out of like the bag bits.
Yeah, I'm out of like all my upgrade stuff. I've used it up. What? Oh no, I'm having like a crisis here. I don't know what to do.
Well, you're home right now and you're safe.
I'm not safe. I'm running out of plastic crack.
Yeah, you got me.
Okay. I know I have bag of bits, arbitrary bits somewhere. So I'm gonna try to find them right meow. Oh hey, I found my my blast templates. And before anybody even asks, no, I don't miss blast templates.
You know, I would have figured you of all people would miss blast templates.
Nope. Caused way too many arguments.
Well, I was gonna say I hated blast templates because of you.
You didn't like me like bringing out, especially that like 4-circled apocalypse blast template and using it in 40k games?
Nope, didn't like it. Not a fan. Don't want to see it again.
Oh, aha! I have found things. Hey, honey.
Hey, are you on live stream?
I am.
Okay, I'm gonna take sure.
Okay. Love you too. Gaming support. Okay, so I'll probably have to wrap up here soon because I'll need to plan dinner. It's my partner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know it's getting late. Oh, Derek. So look, I found some like I had some bits I traded years ago for off. I think they come off Space Marine vehicles. So little bags and stuff.
Those are off of bikes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jerry Toppins and John Williams gave them to me.
I could see Jerry having a lot of old bike
Oh
bits.
man, yeah, especially with that giant uh, Dark Angels army he has.
I was going to say he probably has a lot of Ravenwing,
Yep.
which is something I'm curious about with these new Primaris bikes.
Yeah, if like, oh my god, yeah, the Raven Wing. I was thinking about White Scars, but never mind. Um. Oh yeah.
I was going to say we've made it this whole stream without talking about the new starter set.
Oh yeah. There's gonna be a new starter set. It's got stuff and things. What do you think about it?
I mean, I love starter sets. Anytime that there's going to be like a big value like that, got to say I was not as impressed with Dark Imperium. I mean, for your value, you get a lot. Like it's worth it. It's just up until now, that's my biggest problem with Primaris is how limited they are.
Yeah.
They all look exactly the same, and even like I know it's a starter set, you're going to get a lot of just bland, but the Primaris as a whole are just bland. So I was like, meh, it's cool, I guess.
You need to find blast templates. Oh man, I just threw my Apocalypse ones away because I was never going to use them again. But
Was that one that we had forever and we never opened?
no, I eventually opened it. I even used it a little bit.
Yeah, but it stayed in the plastic blister for like a year.
That's true. That's completely true. What? I had a whole commander and a baggie in my bits box. It's a whole commander. The dear God, I gotta go through my bits more often. I.
About
Oh, go ahead, Derek.
every 6 months or so, I redo all of my bits.
You know, I do like the starter box. I like it. I think it's cool.
Talking about the new one?
Yeah. Or at least I'm assuming what's going to be in it. It's what they've shown, and I think it's awesome looking, and I can't wait.
I think it is awesome. I like the variation and what you get, and it looks like you get pretty good value based on the rumored pricing.
Oh yeah, I just found all kinds of bits. This is great. I need to reorganize apparently. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to get it though, because I haven't finished my Shadow Spear side of the Space Marines, so I can't be buying more Space Marines until I finish up my existing army.
That's valid. You know what? I've not even finished all of the Imperial side of Shadow Spear. I've done the Chaos one like 3 times over,
What?
but
Really?
yeah,
Get that much chaos?
I've got a good bit. And I was looking at it the other day. I was like, I got a lot of Chaos now.
Is it all tabletop ready?
Most of it. I'm going through and doing the basing on it right now.
Okay. Well, I got my Trader Guard done too. So we could do a Chaos versus Imperium game sometime.
Oh yeah, Any chance I get to take down some Imperium,
Hey,
we'll like it.
hey, hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
I mean, did I just say that out loud?
Yeah, I imagine the Primaris spikes are going to be 3 wounds each, and they're going to be super fast. Um, and they're just going to do some really cool stuff. They'll probably have different weapon loadout. You'll probably still be able to take Melta, heavy bolters. Um, but I'm guessing the starter box will probably be like heavy bolter only, and then we'll get the cool stuff later. But that's my assumption. Like, it'll basically end up like the old bikes did, except we won't get the dumb looking sidecar bike thing.
I like that thing. You watch your
Dude,
mouth.
that uh, mm,
The attack bike is cool.
uh, okay.
Do I have any supporters out there?
I hate that one. Like the space marine in
The
the
attack bike
sidecar
is-
is so exposed.
So he's got a 3-up.
Which, uh,
He's wearing Space Marine armor. What else does he need?
yeah, and probably because it's Primaris, I'm guessing it's going to be pretty well costed. So that's the other thing. The Primaris line's now getting big enough. This is going to be cool to see. Is right now when I'm going to tournaments, I'm seeing pretty much one of every unit of the Primaris Marines on the table at least. Maybe 1 or 2 things are missing, and that's it. Other than that, all the other units on the table. And this new release is finally going to make the line big enough. That's not going to be the case anymore, and people are going to build very specific Primaris armies.
Well, now they'll be able to. I mean, they like especially with just the assault Primaris. I mean, that's something they've not had, and really, I think eventually they'll get to the point where they'll just release an upgrade sprue for Primaris to where you can have different weapon options at least. Yeah. I would hope. Because that's one thing I love about the old Tech Marines is you can still do like, hey, this guy's got a flamer or a melt-a-gun, or this guy's got a heavy bolter. You can't do any of that in Primaris except for this one guy has a grenade launcher on his bolt rifle.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, that's just not flavorful, and I don't like it. I want one guy to have plasma gun or plasma rifle, and then I want the other guy to have a plasma cannon.
Tell us how you really feel.
I want more plasma, damn it.
Oh yeah, and that bit there. Okay. Moving along again with kit bashing this thing.
Yeah, Assault Primaris' Death Company would look awesome. Awesome. Those veterans look interesting to me too. But my thing is, not too many Primaris have made it to the inner circle to earn their robes.
Oh my gosh. Bunch of silly elitists. Oh yeah, Assault Company is oh. I am excited for Chainsword Primaris. Like I am that is cool looking. And you know what? It's going to look great too if I get a whole army together. Because I think that's going to look great in contrast to my Guard with their chainswords. Like to have my Space Marines with their giant chainswords.
Yeah.
Alright. I am, Man, I didn't realize how much I've gotten. I've actually gotten a lot done, despite you nearly having a model painted by the end of this already. I'm putting a ladder on the back of the Baneblade right now. Is it techno heresy that I don't put a shrine to the Omnisci on the back of this?
Yeah. Because how's it even going to run?
Oh. Frick. Yeah, I mean, the other Baneblades have it. Maybe I'll paint this up for my Trader Guard then. Ooh. Buff up my Trader Guard army.
Hmm.
I do have two squads of those Trader Guard from Blackstone Fortress.
I wish you'd be able to take more of those,
Yeah.
so you can actually run like a renegade army.
Well, you just got to run them as Renegade Guard, but then you still run into the problem where they only come in 7 a squad when you buy them, because you can buy them separately in their own pack. Um, but
Yeah,
only comes with 7, so then you gotta like do the awkward thing, and
and they're mixed between carrying assault weapons and carrying the Lasgo
yeah,
rifles.
some got the pistols and. Question with them though is if they have jump packs, and right now we have not seen jump packs. Curlin,
Yeah,
if I
and what's the point of having assault marines if they don't have jetpacks?
well, now this is why maybe transports get fixed too with the tank rules. Uh, if I heard correctly, they're a fast attack slot, so it's possible with with a multi-post kit. Oh yeah. I hope the new box set comes with them as well. We'll see though.
I have many opinions on mono pose kits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like causes cognitive dissonance with me.
Well, don't play guard. Because the Scion kit only has 5 poses. Well, you're talking mono pose as in, like, you can't articulate the leg where you want it, and you can't articulate the. Yeah.
Yeah, and especially like a lot of the more push fit type things like with Shadow Spear. Uh, there's two different ways to look at it. One, it reduces kit bashing potential because you can't just swap legs with another model because the legs are sometimes just molded into the whole body. Um, but I always think that one of the biggest things in doing conversions is necessity. And if you only have 5 different ways you can pose something, you're eventually going to get to the point where you're like, I want some variation. I'm going to cut into this thing and start repositioning. So it may lead to doing more conversions outside of kit bashing.
Which
Just out of
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
say, like with my guard, that's where I'm at building it now. I'm finishing up my second platoon worth of guard, and I can't just build them out of the kit anymore. I can't. So I am cutting up arms, I'm cutting up hands, I'm putting on custom weapons and poses. Um, doing a lot. In fact, my next round of guard, you guys see me paint. There's going to be a lot of customization in it.
Nice.
I can't paint another 10-man squad in the exact same poses again. I can't do it. Well, because I'm photographing my first platoon and it's boring. Every sergeant holding the bolt gun the same way, every flamer in the same stance, every radio man in the same stance. It's just
Well, yeah, it's guard. It's boring.
oh my god. You shut your heretical mouth.
For the greater good.
Alright, I'm going to put this bit on and then we're going to start having to wrap up the stream.
Cool beans.
It's 10 till 9.
Yeah, and I'm hungry.
Yeah, me too. And I'm sure my partner's hungry as well. And so we should plan Foodio. So I'm going to show off what I have gotten done so far. I've not gotten nearly as far as Derek here, but, I have made some progress. And, oh, yeah, that looks good. You know, I might find a guardman or two to just like lay down on these tanks and like I don't know, be doing stuff on it. It is a pretty cool kit. Okay. Let's see. I didn't use any of this. I didn't use any of that. Doo-doo-doo. Let's see. Impulsor Rush is another option. Yep. I want Assault Marines. I want them with jump packs. Well, until they get jump pack. And you know what? I'm sure they're probably just going to slow roll them out. Like, they'll do this kit, it'll sell for a while, and then they'll release the kit with the jump packs, and you guys know how it is.
But that makes me, when you get those, 10 that come in the starter box, you don't have to put their power pack on the back. Like, you could just, not glue it on now, and then if they do release jump packs later, put them on there. Or just, go get the old jump pack kit. Don't they still sell those separately as their own little upgrade thing?
I think so.
So if they do release rules for Primaris having jump packs, just go put the old jump packs on them. Who cares?
All right, got.
Give them beaky helmets too.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so I'm going to pull this out here real quick. I think where everybody can see it.
You mean the scale for the jump packs? I mean, yeah, it is a little bit. Now, if there was a way to get the cool-looking jump packs from the Inceptors on there, that would look interesting. That'd be beefy as hell.
Let's see. Okay, I'm zoomed in all the way. All right. So real quick, I'm just going to switch to my big screen. All right, so here's the progress I've made. So if you're catching up just now, the cool thing that Lively Minis was able to do was he found me the very first ever Baneblade model. As a guard collector, I'm still speechless. This is just an amazing piece of 40k history, and I can't wait to make it look beautiful and put it on the tabletop and have some fun with it. The cool part about this kit, I've added some pieces, but just show you real quick. It's a multi-part kit. It came with some original pewter weapons that you're supposed to add to it. Everything else is resin. It was done by a company called Armorcast, separately of GW. These are upscale replicas of the Epic game at the time. Oh no. Oh, I just realized I made a modeling mistake. But anyhow, I'll fix that later.
What'd you do?
I put a pack underneath where the hatch lays, or the top part lays in for yeah, so it's blocking it from going down there. But anyways, so you can swap this out to be a shadow sword, which is pretty amazing. So it's that easy. You just pick the top up and you set it in there. You take this one out and you set this one in, and now it's a Baneblade. So I can paint up both variants and put them in here, and that's really cool. So what I've also discovered is I can take the Shadow Sword variant and I can remove the main gun, and I'm going to kit bash there to be a Vulcan Mega Bolter on it, and this way maybe I can also run this as Macarius Vulcan. So lots of options. Very cool model, a lot of retro and historical stuff here. I've added some bits to really kind of like help it fit the aesthetic of my modern tanks, but to the maximum degree possible, I still use the old pewter guns. And just so you know, like even like the sponsons are cool. They came with 3 bolters at the time, not 2. So interesting how that worked out. But so I got all that on there. I've added like the shovel, a little bag, the tow chain, heavy stubber, which still articulates, and then some packs. And I'll probably add a few more things. I've added a barrel too, and we'll see if I got another one of these barrels. Try to put another one on the back. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, the scale's off. This is a much smaller model. Oh man, I just broke my heavy stubber off my Shadow Sword variant. Womp womp. Oops. Anyways, so really cool kit. Glad I got it, and I can't wait to use it. Um, it's going to be so cool. So just to even just have this sitting around the table, this is awesome. I got a lot of green stuff work to do on it. There's a lot of air bubbles in this cast, so I'll keep working on that. And but I think once I get the paint on it, I get the transfers on it, this is going to look pretty amazing. It's going to look really amazing. And Derek, I can't thank you enough for finding this.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ate your chocolate bunny from Easter, so
That's fine.
felt like I owed you.
eh, minor exchange. That goes there. That heavy bolter oh, okay. Well, anyways, I just figured out where another heavy bolter goes. So Derek, do you want to talk about what, just to wrap up what you've been doing on the stream and what you got?
Yeah, so my swap, or the swap I got from you, I'll figure out where to put my brush, is the Hound of Vengeance here. That not only was actually pretty interesting the way it goes together, it's very intricate. But I've kind of put it together, cleaned it up, did some liquid green stuff, did some brush primer on it, and then while it was kind of drying, I went ahead and brush primed the base as well. And I figured this might be enough time, so I started laying on some of the first base coat, and I started using Vallejo's Gory Red. It's very similar to Corn Red, so this seems fitting.
Yeah, dude,
and
that thing is looking fantastic already.
Well, thank you. And then I was just started on, where did I put that other one? Some Vallejo Bone White. That he's got his foot up in a little pile of skulls here, so started to kind of put a base layer on those. And actually, I'll tell you what, this Bone White is a great base for doing contrast colors.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like this dude. He's beastly.
Dude.
He's like big size, too. Like, this is like the new standard oval size base for like cavalry, or at least before Primaris comes out. I'm sure it's going to be bigger. But yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, well, and he's meant to be definitely a nuisance on the table as well, it looks like. His rules are pretty good, and I think he's going to add some interesting mechanics to your Chaos Army.
Oh, yeah.
I won't lie, Fleshhounds play a big role in the Fall Acadia lore, if you read Katie Stan's book, so they're kind of like the last thing that the main characters fight as they're trying to escape the planet and get off of it. So that's cool. This guy doesn't appear, but Fleshhounds in general appear. So I was also like, ooh man, I've read what these guys do. It's pretty awesome, and the narrative's amazing. So
gives me more incentive to eat up some of your infantry.
Yep. And if it actually wasn't for a space wolf that was still on the planet, those Fleshhounds would have gotten those guardsmen and won. But instead, a space wolf at the last moment saved them. And it doesn't spoil anything else about that encounter or cool things going on. So no big spoilers there. But yeah, so I hope I can't wait to play against it. I know you got some other demons, so maybe this kind of goes with that. You were already painting some red demons up, and there we go.
Yep. I actually just started working on a bunch of possessed as well.
Oh.
So.
Ooh. Yeah, that I can't wait to see. All right, I think we're going to call the stream there. So thanks everyone for hanging out and coming out and being a part of the stream this evening with this Derek and I. So just hanging out and having fun and kit bashing and hobbying. So Derek, correct me if I'm wrong, but we both still have mystery models on the way to each other, don't we?
Yes, we do. So this model swap is not over.
It's not over. Instead, this is just the first of maybe at least two, but maybe others to come. Oh, I just broke my shovel. Okay. I'm going to hobby later. I'm breaking stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and bounce. Thank you all for being here tonight, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening and stay safe out there.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for a great discussion. Actually, it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah, exciting times. I actually probably need to stream more often because there's some exciting stuff on the horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you later.
Shake and bake.
Katie stands.